Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the final game in this best of three Natalia Esports Series Finland, where we are going to the first day of playoffs here. It is a 1-1 right now for PHZ and Epic Avalanche. My name is Alexis. I'm joined here by the wonderful Rail. And Rail, this 1-1 has been, I want to say back and forth, but at the same time, it's also been, a tale of two, a tale with two endings.
It's kind of been like their past games because, funny enough, past games they are 1-1 tied up. Now they're brought to 2-2 in terms of overall games. So they're keeping the story going. They're keeping themselves neck and neck, but there's only space for one winner. And you got to imagine Blue Whites are watching this series eagerly to see actually who they're going to face because Blue Whites are no joke of a team. They look very, very good. I mean, whoever wins this has their task cut out for them for sure.
Most definitely, yeah. As you said already, the team that wins this game advances, and they're playing against Blue Whites, and it is going. That's also going to be a very tough matchup to win. Now, back to this particular best of three. So it's a 1-1 right now. Epic Avalanche showed dominance in the first game, really struggled. I almost want to say got like hammered at a certain point in the second one, and PHZ. Um, it's more that PHG knew that okay, the first game, or that's what it feels to me as a caster, as a viewer as well, because we have the God mode where we view the game. Obviously, it feels that PHG didn't really have footing in the first one, and the second one they completely knew what they were doing.
Yeah, like I said, it feels like just the red side buff because each team just play
Mm.
better on red side, which is interesting because right now I generally think blue side is better on current patch. But both these top laners really like having a counter pick, and it has paid off for both of them. That Wukong pick in last game was very detrimental, and even the likes of Amirali having his favorite AD carry in Tristana showed to more comfort of the bot lane.
Yeah, it was also the synergy with the way that PHC knew, okay, we have a lot of comfort. You have the Wukong there. You have a more Raleigh on his Tristana, which he's really comfortable with. But also it was because they were comfortable, they were playing more aggressively and they were playing proactively, which wasn't the case in the first game. So if PHG plays proactively this game, will we see a repeat of last time?
That's the main story. What we got to follow. It's just proactivity because exactly what you said. Last time, game one, PHC had no proactivity. Didn't look like they knew what to do. They had the tools to do it, and it just wasn't there. Game two, Epic Avalanche's turn to fall, but bans pretty much should end up being the same, really.
Yeah, once again, the Aphelios not being given away to Epic Avalanche leaves them open, as we said before, with something with a strong support, maybe even their own hyper carry, alongside with a Thresh that is still open, Viego being banned as well. The Gwen has been going back and forth. However, the Gwen jungle didn't feel to me as it had the impact as the Gwen in laning. Now, Gwen in jungle isn't bad, but still, it's how much impact can a champion have because she is really strong.
Gwen is 0-2 today. She's lost both games she's been picked in, so Gwen kind of just being today's little curse. So who knows? We might not even see Gwen. But I mean, like you said, she kind of just is that powerful. You kind of have to take her. Most of the power picks have been taken away. Emirali back on his Tristana.
Wow.
Kinda expected that one. I
You,
can't
you,
lie.
s- you say most of the power picks have been taken away, but then it is what immediately Tristana lock in once again from PHC. Epic Avalanche, I'm looking at power picks. Obviously, the Zinzao once again. But the Gwen is also open. Epic Avalanche, it's kind of, do they want to go into this aggressive mode again, or do they want to play it safe? Nautilus being locked in.
Yeah, Nautilus gonna give you that guaranteed lockdown for Tristana. She's gonna jump a set distance away before she's gonna get knocked up by the dredge line, and then follow through with a hook. So I like this pickup. It's gonna actually nullify the Tristana a little bit more. Obviously, Yumi's not really able to stop the Tristana going forward. So this time around, definitely going for something different, something more aggressive. Virus Nautilus.
Yeah, good point. You touched upon the Yumi was picked up last time. I wasn't a particular fan of it either. From the tone on your voice, I imagine you weren't either. You kind of need to see C against the Tristana, right?
Yeah, Tristana playing into supports but just don't have CC is just freedom for her. She can just dive forward, be like, okay, what defense do you have? What scenario do you have where you can actually stop me? And the answer was none.
I'm getting a little bit of deja vu because PHZ has not changed their draft at all right now, which is something they shouldn't do when they're that much ahead. Now, the Yone, once again, this might still be a flex against a potential Gwen, as you said last time. Epic Avalanche potentially locking in a Lee Sin, I believe. Sorry, let's not talk about a Halvor so far, but with the Yone, the Yana, that was such a strong combination.
Yeah, like there's so much AoE CC with that alone. There's a bunch of knockups with the Yone. She's gonna pile on top of that. There's still in a mobile AD carry off Varus. Varus is gonna have a hard time positioning in this game. And we said it before about VL having to position correctly. He did it right on the Aphelios, but Varus is a different story. You don't have the Thresh to protect you this time round. It's really gonna be difficult for him. You do have Lee Sin to try help protect you, but Lee Sin's a flex. Could end up being in top lane, could end up being in the mid lane. We don't know.
That's a very good flex because it does well against the Diana, it does well against potential other power pick that might still come out from PHZ. Now, Epic Avalanche, they should ban supports, but they say, yeah, we should ban supports, but we're still going to at least ban this Wukong Wave from Holla.
Yeah, smart decision after what just happened because this man looked unstoppable on Wukong and he showed his pretty much prowess on that champion to be able to play 1v2 for a lot of the game and still find kills.
The LeBlanc being banned away from PHC. They might be fearful of potential bursts, especially when they ban away the Jace as well. So they might have something spicy lined up in the top lane. This kind of means that you give safety towards Amarilla. Sorry, Amirali.
I'm just trying to think what they're actually looking to play in the top lane here for PHC because you do have good engagement with Diana. You have the Tristana. That is something I did not expect to see.
I'm thinking. I just want to reconfirm because Annie is off the placeholder pick, but people are playing on tournament realm, so that's not a thing right now. But the Annie, I think, has been 8 months since I saw her in competitive, and that was kind of a fluke then. Now the Annie does mean you have kind of control in your lane, you have CC, and you mostly want to stop people who are clumped up like these three melee champions PHC has locked in.
Yeah, melee champions into Annie becomes a little bit more difficult because you can just line up for Annie to stun you. Yone, not Yone, Set, I like here, gives you more backline access. It gives you more of a champion that you need to focus. Otherwise, he's going to absolutely nuke your Varus.
Yeah, the Set is such a strong pick as well right now. I believe I did the math on this for something else. I believe if you have 300 AD with a Set, your Haymaker does 2,500 true damage when it's fully stacked. So that is bonkers right now. Set is such a strong champion. You can really stomp over them, especially in a potential support as well. Now, it is damage all round from PHZ, and it is also some engage they have, but do they have reliable engage though?
Yep, and that's something we've seen before though. Game 1, Epic Avalanche didn't have great engage, and they were the ones going forward forcing the engages, but nonetheless, we have Set going bot lane. That means Renekton top, but Renekton is playing into Kayle. There's so many Kayle players in this league.
So the Kayle being locked in against Renekton, so you're definitely counterpicking yourself. This is kind of banking on the late game very, very hard because Epic Avalanche is saying, look, we want to get to level 16 and we don't want to have lost basically 3/4 of our base.
Yeah, basically. I mean, if Kayle gets to free farm inside lanes, she will become useful. And that level 11 power spike is a lot bigger than it used to be. So if she even gets to level 11, she's going to be able to impact team fights to a big direction. And you have people to deliver your ult, essentially. If Lee Sin wants to go hyper aggressive,
Exactly.
you throw your Kayle ult on him. People forget how much damage this does.
No, I tend to agree. The Kayle ultimate is I also believe it's like a small. It's not an execute per se, but it does mean there is a tick off point where it does more damage when you're low. Now, with the Kayle being locked in, Epic Avalanche, their top lane is should suffer because PHC, they have their bot lane, they have a very aggressive bot lane being locked in, something that should be able to be fine on its own. And with PHC having 3 people on the top side that can dive, Carwox need to play safe.
Yeah, that's the thing what already worries me. And that's why, honestly, I lean towards PHC in this game from comp alone. Because we seen last game, Carwox couldn't play safe on the volley bear. Even when he got behind, he couldn't stay safe because they just dove him on repeat and was denying him waves, denying him play top lane. They had to force the lane swap to even save him. I mean, if Lee Sin shows priority towards top lane in this game, it's going to be a rough game and it might even result in the game being lost because you shouldn't camp a Kale. You should just focus towards your aggressive bot lane, play bot mid, block mid. Like, that's the only scenario you should be doing as Epic Avalanche here.
It's the last game in this best of 3. The winner of this one moves up towards blue whites in the playoffs here in the playoffs now. Carvox with the Kale. I know, as some people have told me, Kale is played a lot here in Finland, but still, you're counterpicking yourself against Renekton, against Diana. It's such a risky move to make.
It is really risky, and trying to be safe on the tower against Renekton Diana is practically a death wish. There's not really much you can do to protect yourself. Sure, you can buy a few seconds, but Renekton's fine with tanking tower. Really does not have an issue doing that.
Yeah, and you can say, oh, as soon as I hit level 6, being Carrox, I have the ultimate, I have that redemption that will save me, the divine intervention that will save me. No, because Holla has Dominus.
The big answer, no.
Yeah,
it's not going to.
Oh, and this is already not looking good for Artem. He got a level 1 gank from Turbo Gandalf. Interesting choice. It really paid off because Artem's flash is burned.
Yeah, ignite for a flash. Unfortunate miss on the hook though from Turbo Gandalf. That could have led to the kill. Unfortunately, all he's gonna get is a flash, but flash for ignite, completely worth it.
Yeah, good trade there, especially because it is an ignite against the lane where you're not expecting to ignite so early on. Maybe even use the ignite as a defensive tool, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to cancel the healing as well, so just having an ignite in this game is just huge, and they have 2 of them.
Exactly, Morali already pushing in with Selfie. I'm trying to look at the junglers. Right now, they're mirroring each other very much so. However, the top side needs to be takes a little bit longer to clear.
It does indeed. Lee Sin is on the top side of the map, same as Diana though. So maybe Lee Sin is going to look for a counter gank, maybe in the early game, just to stop any snowball potentially happening on the top side. But after that, I would love to just see him focus his attention elsewhere.
I'm also looking, there is a small gold lead right now for PHC. I'm trying to see where that exactly originates from. What I do see is that there is a 2v2 situation happening here. Kaluka finds Joes, but Kaluka needs to dash away. It's going too low. Flashes away as well, but Holla is being left in the dusk and dirt with these two. The Q does not connect. That's unfortunate for Jones, but good counter set up here for Epic Avalanche.
Yeah, Lee Sin getting that counter gank, like we mentioned, wasn't able to find the Sonic Wave there to follow any further, but it's going to buy Kale a lot of pressure here and really help the early game of Kale.
Yeah, that's important because, as we said, Kale needs to... The plan, okay? The plan is... I was almost going to say Hannibal Lecter, but Hannibal from the 18 would say needs to come together. And that is Carwox having a lane where he can split push until he's level 16.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say 16 anymore, just for the fact that
True.
Since the Kale changes, she really does become a lot more active at level 11. You find that she can join and group a lot easier, and that's definitely helped her out since the changes came through. Renekton can actually look for a kill here.
Yeah, Holla going quite low. It does not find the kill. He dashes in way too hard. And this is Korv's getting the first blood. If this is a repeat from last game, this does not spell good fortunes or good tidings for PHZ.
Both these top laners love trying to get them solo kills. That's all I can say. They both love risking it. They're like, okay, I'm better than you. No, I'm better than you. And they're just throwing it back and forth. In a game where we expect Renekton to really be picking up first blood out of anyone on the map here. And then it's Kayle.
Yeah, it's just Kayle getting the kill, meaning that she actually a little bit safer in lane with the boots, with the Berserker's Grave. You also have you have more movement speed, so you're able to stay away from the Renekton. Now, looking more towards his bot slide, Selfwaste maybe looking for cheesy engage. But Turbo Gandalf and VL, they feel something's up.
They do feel something's up. They're trying to read it. They're even sussing out the bushes. There's no hook anymore.
Yeah, the bait has been taken and VL gets pulled. The bomb has been put down. The Morale takes a lot of damage. Piercing arrow connects but not fully charged up. Selfway has a haymaker stacked but already used it, and Kaluka was there to follow it up. Teleport coming out towards the mid lane. That means Dragon will be fought over.
Dragon's going to be fought over, and Annie's arriving in the bot side. Being spotted out by that pink ward, though, that's really life-saving.
So this means PHZ is forced to back away, and 4 members from Epic Avalanche are hovering towards this dragon. It's not an Infernal Rift that we're going to get this time, because the first dragon is an Infernal Dragon. Kaluka and the rest of PHZ is jumping in on Turbo Gandalf. Turbo Gandalf trying to flash away, but Kaluka gets the kill in the end. And this is beautifully played. Artem is in a little bit of trouble, but he dishes out so much damage with the ultimate, with the Soul Unbound. He is stuck in this particular part of the jungle, and it's a 1-for-1 pickup.
If only he had any AD, Artem could have looked for the kill on Jonas there, but didn't have any physical damage to back up his skills. So unfortunately does not find a kill, and he arrives to help the Lee Sin. They pick up a kill. The bot lane thing is really weird to me. I don't think there's any scenario where you get caught there, because you've just seen Diana. Your whole team just came down, spotted them for you, deterred any gank from happening, and slowed down the game. And then you die. I'm really confused about the decision making.
No, I agree. It's a little bit of disconnect we felt in the first game, and for PHZ's sake, I hope it doesn't continue once again. I hope it doesn't happen again, because Epic Avalanche, as their name suggests, if you keep them rolling, the only way for them is down, which doesn't make sense now that I think about it. Never mind.
Yeah, there's a small part you missed on as well. It was actually Epic Avalanche the ones who died, and it looks like they're the ones in trouble again.
Wow, but this is times 3v2, and Admiral, who tries to jump out, gets Yoni out of the fight, but it is now Kaluka who's joined up the party as well. Has been spotted, and the dragon is still on the menu. Artem is there as well. This might be spicy. Ooh, wow, this is so tense, because this is a moment where you know this breaks or makes the early game.
It really does, and you can see both teams trying to push for it. Epic Avalanche with 2 kills to 1. 8 minutes in the game only. Gold is not really much a part, and not really anything else has happened just yet. Rani is roaming towards that top side, actually looking for this dive, but they're going to place a ward, spot her out. Multiple members are moving around.
Yeah, they are, and Epic Avalanche is not happy. Sorry, he's very happy with this dragon, I should rather say. But Carvox also, look at the CS difference. This top lane is quite safe. I almost want to make a statement here and say Epic Avalanche, like this early game, they have it in the bag. I'm really hoping for them that they do not get caster cursed.
Let's hope not. The Kayle has actually pretty much got away with a lot of her early games for free. Ever since that gank came through, relayed a lot of pressure from her laning phase, and because of that, is able to CS just fine.
So now looking towards PHZ, they're very proactive, PHZ, and that's important because they know, okay, with this team we can be proactive. We know EA will or should suffer more in the mid to early game, and that's where they're making plays like this in the jungle.
Yeah, they're looking towards making a play to the mid lane. Annie is quite a scary one to be making it onto. She does get movement speed with a shield, but it's movement speed of set zone.
Ooh, is being pulled. There's the ultimate from Artem as well. Mercer flashes away, but the Ignite is being pulled down onto him, and the Jonas Q does not connect, and this is PHC, as we said. Proactive plays that pay off.
Yeah, but meanwhile, being choked out in the bot lane, they're going to full engage.
Oh, bounce into stun, into CC, into root, into a flash from VL. That gets the kill, but Kaluka, no, he's hugging the wall. Kaluka saw what was happening and gets a return kill, so PHZ keeps up with the 3-4-3 kills.
Man, now this is more like what we wanted. This game could go either way very easily. 3-for-3 at the moment. There's not really any determining factor. It says, okay, this team's definitely in the lead, but you can't say that. The only lead you can speak of is Diana has 3 kills. That's literally all you can speak of right now.
It's saying, okay, the Diana has 3 kills, but that's about it, which is basically saying nothing. So now we're waiting. Can Kaluka, with those 3 kills, can he translate that into something else? Where should he do that?
Essentially just keep focusing towards the bot and the mid. You can try shut down the KO, but the KO has been so safe. It's kind of been impossible to do so.
And with the KO being so safe, and now with the ultimate available, Carwox is level 9, meaning in a couple more minutes he will reach level 11. I have to say, it doesn't really look all that positive for Holla, but this is an engage on EA. PHC once again playing proactively, know that they can stall out these objectives. Beautiful hook there on Selfie. Selfie has the haymaker stacked up, but he gets over the wall with a beautiful ultimate and a flash. Jones gets the Q. It connects. Jones gets the kill. Flashes out. There's a bear. There's the stun. There's the pull. There's a heal as well from Holla, but it is not looking well. Jonas gets resurrect. Sorry, Jonas gets intervention. But for how long? Turbo Gandalf gets Holla, but it's PHC losing members left and right, and the health bars are being juggled. El Morelli isn't there. Tries to jump in. He needs to make sure he does not get stunned. He needs to make sure he gets these kills. But this is a potential quadra kill for him. Gets one. Jumps out to safety, but this dive might succeed. The dredge line connects. Turbo Gandalf is not saved, but the play is saved for Epic Avalanche.
Epic Avalanche gained a lot from there. There was kind of multiple misplays I've seen from PHZ there. No one blocked the resonating strike from Lee Sin to save Selfway, which should have been a predictable one. Renekton was full HP, could have denied the whole play from happening, and because of that, the play continued and it got worse for PHC.
Let's take a look at this replay. What exactly happened here? Walk me through it, Rail.
So they finally engage onto Selfway. This is pretty much guaranteed that, okay, we have him here, but then they commit because they have a Lee Sin. They can keep going on this, but no one wants to block the resonating strike. And this is what makes the play carry on, because Renekton walks back into no man's land, gets stunned up. The Yone, here's the misplay from Yone for me, because the Soul Unbound so far away, by the time he gets his combo off, he's already left.
And especially if you look how low the members from EA are. Amirali also jumps in right into the CC chain, which isn't a good thing, because look at how low all these people are from Epic Avalanche. This was a quadra kill in the making.
Yeah, and unfortunately doesn't find the bomb on the right target, so doesn't get multiple members there. It's kind of unlucky for Amirali there with the bomb. If he found the right member, like you said, that was a quadra kill in the making. Could have easily been a triple kill with a bomb onto either the Lee Sin or the Annie would have worked.
And now it is good engage from Turbo Gandalf. The CC chain is being locked down. Amirali gets out just yet, but will Selfway get out? He's being taken out. Teleport comes out. It's now still a 3v3 situation. Artem goes in with the ultimate. Another teleport from the other side. Karmox will go in, but the fight keeps on going. This is Karmox can deal out so much damage. Amirali flashes out Artem, trying to make this fight fair, but the Q connected. There comes the bear, and Tibber says, slap, slap. If Karmox keeps on going, he's level 11 now. It's 7 and 12 for Epic Avalanche, with the Dragon being live. This is very fortunate for them.
Yeah, this is now the scariest game possible for PHZ. It may only be 15 minutes, but Kale is 405. Full Nash's Tooth, and as soon as Kale gets that second item, there's no stopping her.
She's pushing for this first third blood as well, by the way. This is something we haven't talked about. So blades have been taken up, but if Carbox gets it, look at the gold he's going to get. 7k against 4.3. You said Nesher's 2 being completed. I want to see what he gets now when he backs.
Should be working towards that Rift Maker. Nearly has the full item. So pretty much can group if he wants to at this point. He has used his TP, so it's up to him if he wants to keep split pushing. There's not really anyone who can pose much of a threat to him as of now. Yone doesn't even have a full item, so Kale really isn't under any pressure.
No, it's Kale that just can do whatever she wants. Southway still being proactive, trying to get an engage off. Kaluka doing the same thing, and they do get the L. Now, this is something I like to see from PHZ.
Yep, pretty much getting a free pick with their time. VL out of position, even loses flash there, and no, he didn't use exhaust. Sorry, I thought he used exhaust as well, but he loses his flash, loses his life. Free pickup. Now looking towards the referral, no one's in the vicinity, so it should be a free pickup. And Amirale at death's door.
Yeah, can Amirale? Oh, he gets burnt down, and that interaction with you run into the minions, the Luden procs, and then it's just Tibbers being on fire. That must be very painful for Amirale.
Yeah, hard for him to do anything with Annie arriving in that side lane. The rest of the members are coming towards mid.
Ooh, double knockup from Turbo Gandalf. Fiona is trying to kick away the rest of the team from PHC. Good engage here from Seth with a haymaker right next to Vialdo, and that is unfortunate. Kaluka gets taken down by the auto attacks. Artem trying to engage, but Artem, can he find the kill? The healing from Jonas means nope. He goes back to his soul, to his body, but straight into the arms. Straight into the arms of Epic Avalanche. It's 8 and 16 as we head into a small pause. It's a 4k gold lead during this pause. Epic Avalanche is looking to advance. Can PHZ turn this around, Rail?
I mean, it's gonna be dire. It's gonna be extremely hard. The fact that Kale is this fed on Kale, like. Who would think you'd be saying that about Kale in the early game? You don't expect Kale to pick up kills early. You don't expect her to get that fed. He had 1 kill early. Sure, that's negligible. You can deal with that. But then moving up to 4 kills and then moving up into even grouping into team fights because she's that much stronger than Renekton. She's stronger than Yone. It's really a case of you need to get items, but as of right now, the only proactive member has been the Diana.
Yeah, it's true, and sometimes Southway alongside with the Diana, but it was Kaluka that had 3 kills, and you could see definitely the jungle jungle support roams. But what was the actual payoff?
Exactly. And we're in a pause right now because Tristana is lagging. So the side of Amirale is not having too much great time with his ping right now. So we're just waiting for that to get sorted out. But I mean, they don't even have much side lane pressure. This is the hard part to find a way back for PHZ. It's really a case of can Diana find a really good one-way combo with the rest of the team. There is still knockups to be piled on top of that. So that is really where we have to look for a saving grace from PHZ.
Exactly, and when the game is unpaused, Epic Avalanche realizes we can actually just straight up walk to this mid lane turret and take it down. Epic Avalanche, 5k gold lead. Look at the items. Look at the massive difference in items. Yes, mythics have been completed. A lot of these members are building towards something else already.
And Varus has opted towards going more defensive, gone for the Immortal Shield Bow, just trying to look to stay alive, put out some consistent DPS, and even help when it comes to objectives. So, no lethality this time around, and is looking to just try stay alive as long as possible.
I think we're going to another pause. I think it might be because of the same issues. I'm not particularly sure. Now, let's talk a little bit about the Varus. I was really not expecting a Varus with lethal tempo because I was expecting the poke Varus. You already have a kill. Do you even need more of a hyper carry in the late game? Because it's paying off for EA. I mean,
simply put, no. Like you're
no.
meant to go lethality here. I am 100% on like you have to go lethality here. I think you get more value out of it. Like you said, you have a Kale. Kale makes up for that fact that you're losing that consistent damage. So you find that poke, which pretty much just says, okay, Varus is just chunks on half health. We can look to go in. But I guess they're just looking to play utility with the Varus, just trying to keep him alive as long as possible. It's not the worst, but I still would have preferred the lethality myself.
It's a pause along, if I'm reading this correctly, there's a pause from EA, meaning they might have some technical issues along their side. And then Epic Avalanche, technical issues might be something that, you know, that PHZ needs to win this game, but I imagine we won't continue any way further with that. So PHC, I think if they can find an ace, they're not in a spot where the game is lost already. If they can find a way where they have an ace, where they get all these shutdown gold in, then suddenly you have a Renekton, you have Diana, you have a Set, and a Yone with 2 items. And then it starts to, then it's a different story.
I think one of the best things PHC can do right at this point is look for either Kale or Annie in a side lane. And don't commit 1 or 2 members, commit multiple, commit 3, commit 4. You're going to lose something for it, but you need to commit something where you're going to lose something, but you're going to gain something too. And there is bounties on the enemy team. Look at Annie and look at Kale. They both collect bounties. Lee Sin's mostly going to be grouped with the others, so he's not even to be thought about right now.
And you're also expecting Carwox to be in that solo lane to get that solo XP and gold. So I would agree. In this case, it's for PHC. It's in for a penny, in for a pound.
Yep, and you know Kale's going to go side lane, and that's my point. Like, Kale is your main option to who you can pick off, but it has to be multiple members. It has to be.
Hey, PHC, I think they heard you. They might commit on VL, still not being spotted through any wards. Kaluka. Ah, there was a pinky there. It means Kaluka knows. I'll just clear it, but they have put the Herald down.
But the thing is,
engaging here on the Molly. That's a beautiful kick. Straight into the ultimate. Call it synergy.
The thing is, this isn't the right thing. They get VL here as a trade, right? But this is not the scenario. VL doesn't give you that much gold. You don't get a bounty from him. And Kale's still going to get free time, and they're going to work towards that dragon in 50 seconds.
Yeah, PAG, yes, they have put down the Herald, but the dragon will spawn, and Karwok's still getting more and more fed. Holla needs to be sent back, but he's not able to deal with Karwoks. And this also gives, look at the bottom side, it gives EA control of this bottom side. They might be able to push a vision line here.
Yeah, they really do have control of this bottom side, and I mean, it's just like you said, Kale's just getting freedom. Kale getting freedom, it's just worse, and you're killing Varus. Varus is already 1 and 3 at this point. It really isn't going to gain you a lot.
It's a situation where you're trying to bully the little brother on the playground, and then in a week or two time, the big brother is going to show up. And he's not going to be happy what you did to VL. So PG, I don't know how they're going to turn this one around.
And that big brother is that massive Kale right now, who's nearly finished Sonya's, has 2 full items, working towards Sonya's as their third. They already picked up Dragon, and they're already going to be rotating towards the Baron. I mean, actually, they're not. They're just going to send Kale bot lane because they don't need to. They have TP. The side of PHC don't even have the Baron damage right now, to be honest.
I saw the idea forming where they went to the Baron, but that dragon was just done so fast, and PHC realized, do we have the damage to do this? The answer was no.
And they're trying to force the issue again. They're working back towards that Baron, trying to potentially force out a TP from this Kale. They're going to clear all the vision first, and the King's already coming out.
Oh, this is too soon, so they're starting Baron. They're playing bluff poker. And Selfie maybe looking for a flank on the engage, but this Baron, this damage is ticking down, and Kaluka and the rest of PHC, they need to back. If that dredge line lands, that's a 1 fight for EA.
I mean, it's still a 1 fight for EA because they just gained a free tower for absolutely nothing, stop the Baron, and they can just look towards pressuring these waves. No one to really stop them. Kale is frontline, and look at that damage.
Yeah, it's insane. 5-0 and 6 Carwox. He's almost level 16. Needs 2 more level. I think needs even a level and a half. And now EA might just say, look, yeah, Baron's a good idea. We'll try it as well.
But they have definitely way more damage to be doing it. It'll be a lot faster from EA.
Oh, I did it again.
He
I
didn't
just.
see the water.
It keeps happening, and now it's just the opposite side of the map.
And because of that, they kind of know that the Baron is a bluff. And the wood just got replaced. They don't even get the gold. Feels bad. They don't even get the gold for the wood.
Oh,
And the Baron bluff comes to an end.
definitely feels bad, man. Now, I'm also looking at the inventories, looking at the items. It's Mirza with 9 Magi stacks, but it's also now Karux who, just as I said it, recalled and bottom Magi's as well. Meaning that there is shutdown potential PHC, but there's also a lot of killing potential for EA.
Yeah, it's really scary at this point. 42k gold to 36k, 5 towers to 2. It really has been difficult for PHZ. The Shining Light really has been Kaluka in this game, trying to find them engages, but it's never been on the right target. They've constantly been farming the Varus, but the Varus does not matter in this game. He's just there to be a target to say, focus me and my team kills you.
Yeah, I agree. The VL right now is just I have an ult, and if you focus me, that's basically what I want right now. I'm the bait. EA setting up a vision line and maybe even starting Baron.
Yeah, they have no reason not to force it because they're just that much stronger. They kind of just want to fight. If they get that fight they want, it can be game ending.
Oh, EA, they might get collapsed on here. Blescom being used. They're not giving up. PG's not giving up control that easily. There's an engage from Artem. Gets the knock up on Jonas, but Jonas is able to get out. Now, Karwox is still split pushing. This push the pressure on PHZ. This puts the clock on PHZ, and they are spawned by engagement. VL isn't dead, but Immorali is dead. Teleport comes out as well. That's a good route. That's a kick as well. Kaluka goes golden, but is left behind by his team and should not be able to escape. 2 members dead alongside PHZ means EA can start the Baron.
The sad part about that is, what did we just say? VL is the bait. Stop taking the bait. VL wants you to take the bait and you're taking the bait. Stop. You took the bait on this man. VL just has his mortal shield broke proc and says, okay, time for you to die because my team's here. You can't bully me anymore. My big brother's here.
Exactly, like the hook, line, and sinker. Oh, yeah. You want to bully me again? My big brother is right around the corner, and Karwox made it happen. 12 stacks, by the way, on his Magi's as well. And now with a 9k gold difference, with the soul spawning in 35 seconds, it's looking very dire for PHZ. Is there a way for them to claw back, though?
I mean, the way they had was literally what I mentioned earlier when Kale had to split push for levels, but now she doesn't. So, if I'm being honest, it's gonna take a miracle. There's no massive wombo combo AoE what could probably pull you back, but if you can pick off someone hanging around an objective a bit too far up, there is potential for that, but no potential when someone's already dead.
Yeah, no potential when Morali just gets engaged on, and now it's already a 4v5 situation, and oh, it might be a 3v5, and Artem dies as well. Nobody from PHG is even in their base, and these turrets are just open for grabs.
Yeah, and they can just force it down. There's 2 members dead. There's no one to stop them. They can just force them to the Nexus towers.
Ooh, Johan's there with the style points. Well done, but now is he engaged? Oh, beautiful 4-man knockup, but is it enough to kill them? No, the damage just isn't there. Hola doing so much damage, he's able to survive. No, it is nobody alive from PHC, but EA takes down the last Nexus turret and wins this best of 3, advancing to blue... advancing to blue-whites.
Well played game from EA from the get-go in that game, to be honest. A little bit shaky in the early stages, but then they just cleaned up. They got Kale ahead, and Kale just got a chance to do Kale things. And the saddest part, I hate to repeat myself, is look at what just happened at the end there, right? They finally pulled off the wombo what they wanted, but Yone's dead. Tristana's dead. That would have been the fight they wanted to take, and it would have been a good fight. They could have took multiple members down, but already they got forced on. They lost Tristana, they lost Yone, and there was just no way back in the game for them.
Yeah, and going into this match, I remember us saying Epic Avalanche is the team here that is inconsistent, but I would say it definitely was PHZ was a team that was inconsistent. Epic Avalanche, yes, the second game, they kind of got rolled over at a certain point, but right now, PHZ, I don't know if it just wasn't their day or Epic Avalanche just brought it today.
I mean, let's see if Epic Avalanche can clear their win-loss schedule, because at the end of the day, this was still win, loss, win. So let's hope the next game they play isn't going to be loss, win, loss, because
Oh,
it's against Blue Whites. And
So what
that's how so many of their games have been going. It's just been win, loss, win, loss, win, loss.
So what you're saying is they need to just quickly scrim against somebody, lose massively there, and then they're synchronized again to go to advance to win again against
Hey,
Blue
hey,
White.
it might clear things up for them. Definitely for sure. Blue Whites are a stronger opponent and is going to be a tough task for them, but stepping up in this game is definitely a good way to put yourself forward in trying to say, we feel confident taking Blue Whites down.
It's if they do it in a manner as they did against PHZ, where you have a Kale that is basically winning lane against Renekton, that is something, even if you're the better team, that you can struggle with. If you have a Kale that's 5-0, that has 10 Magi stacks, if your bot lane is failing, fine. If your mid lane is also failing, fine. But it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter because that's something that you can claw back into the game. Now, something that we will also be returning is a break before we go to the next best of three. It was very much enjoyable to cast this one with you, Rail. I really love this series. I'm hoping we'll get an opportunity to cast again. My name was Exodus. From all of us here at SQ1, we're have a nice summer, and please drink a lot because there's a heat wave going on in Europe. So I'm lost. I'm lost for words. I need a drink. That's wow. That's a bad outro. See you guys.